Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a and okay. I think this is going to be an interesting topic kind of scenario because I watched this guy's channel and he's quite like I think this is like my second or third time watching him, and I really like how he engages with the videos and everything. And uh, one of the examples that he posted hit so hard for me, and it's like I picked it up right before he started talking about it. But okay. If the only reason you are upset with either your vote or who is in office right now is because of how it affects you personally, not how it affects other people and humanity, and especially people who have nothing to do with your life. And that kind of drags me over to the LGBTQ plus community. Yes, I'm not leaving out the T, the Q, or the plus. All of my people, all of humanity are counted within my spectrum of love, compassion, empathy, sympathy. You know? You know. So, anyway, there are so many people who keep putting so much hate on that group, especially the T, especially the trans community. And I just want, like, and then they keep blaming and putting stuff about kids. And some of them are like, these people don't know until they're grown adults. No. I have talked to several people who knew when they were in grade school about who they liked or attracted to. Some of them said that they were confused because they didn't know anybody like them, which is one reason why it's like we should allow people to be themselves so that if they see someone who is being themselves and they're like, oh, so because I know one of my acquaintances, he said that he thought it was just an odd friendship. It's like he had these feelings, but his family, like the way he was brought up and very religious and everything, so he just thought that maybe it just meant that they were supposed to be best friends, and that he has just had so much love for this person because of their friendship. But then as he got older, he realized he never had those feelings for women. He only had those feelings for men. And he always had like that normal type of friendship feeling for women. And that's when some of the lights started clicking and turning on and kind of waving like, hello, come on now. And some people want to pray it away. Oh, but then at the same time, there are some who are faithful into the church. They go every Sunday, Wednesday, book study, whatever, Bible study, whatever. And they get married, and then throughout the years, they start realizing, and then some that are brave enough years later, or some who even wait until their children are of age or all adults before they tell their spouse that they are in the LGBTQ community. And some get upset or and everything like that, but I just feel like if we just allowed people to live their lives, if we allowed people to feel comfortable being who they are, and it kind of, I'm going to kind of go in a circle and everything, but even after 9/11 and some of the politics and things that Republicans kept saying, oh, the Muslim community is going to try to force their religion on us. That's what they're doing. They're doing, like, they were just accusing the Middle Eastern community of doing so many things, especially religion wise. But now I kind of look at current day, and especially once 47 or was 45, some of the things he kept saying, and then some of the things he was doing to first promote the Christian identity. But then I did honestly laugh. The one, like, once I saw at some kind of meeting, he said that he wasn't a Christian. And some of the people were so kind of clapping, but you saw the clapping dwindle, and like some people were kind of shocked. And it's like, duh, he tricked you. He's been lying to you all of this time. He's been brainwashing you all of this time. He said that he loves the poorly educated. And I know so many pastors and so many churches, they want you to only study the Bible. They only want you to go by what the Bible says. They don't care about science. Because even during COVID, some of them are like, you better not get vaccinated. You better not get, like, even my bishop was saying some garbage. And it was annoying and frustrating. And if you guys have been watching, listening to my episodes, you see I have the proof about how a lot of the Republican MAGA 47 loving men would write me telling me that I was stupid, dumb, an R word, idiotic, etc., when it came to being vaccinated. And I don't know, it's just now we have the highly religious Christian group or cult. I see them more as a cult now, especially the MAGA portion of of the Republican Party. But now they are trying to force Bibles into the school and even make divorce even harder when the men are trying to make all these laws, all these rules so that they can have more power over women, especially when it comes to working and money and just so many other areas, but especially in education. And when it comes to the religion part, it's just like they're trying to force the Bible in such a way where it's like, what about if the people, then they say, no, well, we have to know our history. We need to read it like it's English. Don't stop lying. Stop lying. And I mean, a lot of this is my opinion, this is from my observations, but they have the nerve to say that this is all just for English, for education, for history, and everything like that. But your actions with religion and even getting back to the divorce, so many women have to run off and run away from toxic relationships. And it's already kind of hard to get divorced. And it's easier, but it's hard at the same time, especially if you have children, because a lot of men threaten, oh, I'm going to keep the kids. I'm going to make sure you don't have anything to do with the kids. You're not going to get any money. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. And a lot of men are now trying to make sure that their girlfriends or fiancés quit their jobs to stay at home. But that only allows the man to have more power. And there's a lot of women now who are slowly getting back into like the 50s. Oh, I will never do that. But yeah, that will never be me. But it's crazy with how many women are doing that, while we have women from my generation and previous generation X who are telling the young women, don't make the same mistake that they had made, because next thing you know, their husbands were cheating on them. Next thing you know, they were ABUSC on them, and so many financial, mentally, everything. I am so glad, fortunate, and happy that I never married Mr. No Heart. I am so glad he didn't want, like, he said just wanted to be girlfriend, boyfriend forever, and he wanted to act like we were married. But after his marriage failed after a year because his ex-wife cheated on him. But yeah, she's an awful, evil, vindictive, racist, bigot, and everything. And that's in my opinion. That's in my opinion. But this is the same woman who said that once 47, back then 45, got into office, she couldn't wait to buy me and whip me until I die. Yeah, that woman. Oh, but yeah, she cheated on him, so he said he will never marry again. And, but yeah, with my Christian upbringing, it kind of hurt, but at the same time, part of me was just like, hey, just think of it this way. Since he doesn't want to ever get married, that means we never have to live together because I'm not going to house a man. I don't think he realizes that though. Like, yeah, when I do my talks about the reason that I broke up with Mr. No Heart, oh, there's going to be quite a few episodes that link right to that subject. But anyway, there are so many components and so many things when I talk to people of the MAGA. It's like, especially like Mr. No Heart's mom and a lot of his family members, pure MAGA. In my opinion, they're bigots, but pure MAGA. And the awful, like, especially the way they talked about the Middle Eastern community. And they're just disgusting to me. Oh, yeah, that felt good saying that because, like, sometimes when I would try to defend different nationalities, races, and everything, it got to a point he told me I was not allowed to talk about politics with them again. He said I wasn't allowed, even though I never brought politics up. They would all wait for him to leave the room. And I know this as a fact because they would always, as soon as he walked out, they would wait a couple minutes, then they start looking at each other. And then sometimes I would try to start getting my stuff together to leave the room too and abandon ship. But then all of a sudden they were like, no, 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 stay, stay. And one of them will run up to me and, oh, well, I see you posted this on Facebook. Yeah, this Democratic view. Oh, no. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, you have to consider this and that. And it's like, oh, and you have to remember that Black people, they cause so much violence. And I'm like, I'm Black. So, okay. So yeah, you're brave enough to say, okay, at least when you're going to be racist, you're not scared to be racist to that in front of that race. Okay. I'm not being racist. It's just true. And then, so then when I pull up my .gov facts and information, and then when I bring up the facts about how many European American men hurt their wives and eliminate their wives, and yeah, that's when they start being quiet. Yeah. But I say all of that because within their cult, within their politics and everything, they are so proud to be, in my opinion, hateful. They love it. They enjoy it. And when it comes to people of color and Black people, the things that I've heard them say, and sometimes I get a book out or my cell phone out for like 20 minutes to a half hour to pretend like, okay, I'm just busy. And I'm like, oh, okay, time to go to bed. And I'm like, I'm so glad we're only here for 2 days to visit his family. Oh, and this is the same city where my ex was. And these people they're so poorly educated that they're proud to be poorly educated. Because when they brag to me and they keep bragging to me that they never had to celebrate African American Month, when they brag to me that they never had to learn African American history, they brag about their naiveness, their stupidity, their ignorance. They literally bragged to me about it. It's like the ones that were born in my generation, they were like at the pool table and each one was bragging about not having to learn anything about my ancestors' history, my history, their history, because it's American history. And that's one reason why, even with the Black national anthem, it's like a lot of European American people, they are upset about it. They think it's racist. And they don't realize that the original has a third stanza that is racist, and that's one reason why that became the African American national anthem. But they're so ignorant, poorly educated, naive, and just plain dumb that they're proud to be dumb. And so with I say, yeah, I'm talking a lot like of preview stuff, but there was one woman in the video and everything, which I highly encourage you to watch the full thing, but there was a woman who her and her husband own, I believe it's like a construction company. And she was kind of bragging, but not bragging. But I think she finally, like, okay, she she stated that she voted for 45/47 all 3 times, not once, not twice, all 3 times. But she got to the point where she was like, now she will never vote for a Republican again. No, no, she'll go back. Most of the people that say they won't, they're just going to go right back to Republican. Because the reason why she says she's not going to vote Republican again is for very selfish, very just, just awful reasons. It's all about her. They took away her workers. Now some of her workers are scared to go to work. Now she's losing her business. It's all about her. What about your workers? How do you think they feel? Every sentence, it turned around to be about her, pity her, feel bad for her. Not the people that are being victimized and shipped. Not the people who have been working hard and helped you maintain your business. It's like she had no heart. It was just money. And part of me just like, that's one reason why a lot of capitalists and people who are all about money, they love Republicans. They do, in my observation and in my opinion. But when it comes to capitalism and money and religion, and now those two things are tying together a lot more. And the people who are against science, but then also when it comes to LGBTQ, a lot of Republicans keep saying there's only two genders, it's science. Science changes. Even back during the Holocaust, there was the observation in science of sexuality and gender studies and everything. That was the first thing that Hitler burned. And I believe, sadly, those were some of the first people Hitler put in the chambers. So that backed us up so much. And now we will never know what they found, what they figured, and everything. They might have found, like, especially when it comes to parts of our LGBTQ community and sexuality and things, they might have figured out some things, like even with the brain and with our like genes and everything, and just even just so many different components that make us who we are. And we're already so complex, but there's still science on, like, even how do we get disease, which now they want to stop the study of curing cancer. But I don't hear a lot of Republicans talking about that. Yeah. I don't know. It's just listening to that one woman and how she was just saying, it hurts me, it hurts me, it hurts me. And I keep thinking, like, which of your employees were found and I hope to God that they don't end up in that the concentration camps he's now saying that he wants to like do, and he's not calling them that, but that's what they are. When you look at history and the pattern of it, and a lot of like even it's going to be on one of my next videos, but there was one Hispanic woman even doing a video. How come you guys aren't protesting with us? And how come you guys aren't helping with us? And it's really crazy how my ancestors did so much work, so much work. And that's one reason why I celebrate African American Month. And that's one reason why I create and do as much as I can. And it's because of how much they allowed me to do. If it wasn't for them, I would not have been able to get my degrees. And that's one reason I will say it in as many episodes as I want, that I have 3 degrees and 3 certifications. I might get more, but after I've published more of my stories in books, I want to get another degree, but first I got to pay off student loans. Oh, way. Oh, way. But I love that I have that freedom. And I think that's one reason why a lot of African American women get their education. And a lot of men, including a lot of black men, hate it. But I celebrate and I acknowledge and I gain as much as I can of what my ancestors had to fight for. At one point, the only things we were allowed to read were the parts of the Bible that basically said a slave should be proud to be a slave. And other than that, they didn't want their slaves to learn how to read or have any education, because education guides you to be able to escape, to be able to think for yourself, to be able to acknowledge other people and other lives, perspectives, and understandings, and also your own understanding. If they keep you naive, you think your life is just how it's supposed to be, without being able to learn. You are stuck because there's no room for any type of other understanding. When they tear you apart from your family, you don't even have an understanding of who you are, who you came from, your lineage. And that's one reason why the fact that they don't teach African American history in this country is disgusting, because with our ancestors, we don't get to know that much about our ancestors unless we have to pay for the lineage, DNA tests and stuff like that, the ancestry stuff. We have to, because we don't know what part of Africa. We don't, because of slavery. But everyone wants to act like everything's fair and equal. No, it's not. It's not. And some of us vote. I vote because of the past. I vote because of my ancestors fought for education, which Asian Americans, they were like, oh no, never mind, take that away. We were trying to vote for diversity, equity, and inclusion. But white women are like, oh no, don't take that away. And then even with just the college acceptance, white women again, no, no, take that away. It's funny how the people who want to take things away are the ones that benefited from it like a lot or the most. And then they don't realize it until it was taken away. But they wanted it taken away because they they don't like black people that much. They they were having too much fun being racist against the black people and the ancestors that created the system that would help make it more fair. 92% of black women voted not just for ourselves. We voted for Middle Easterns and Asians and Hispanic Americans, for women, for the LGBTQ. We voted for everybody because we know, like, people treat us the worst in this country. So since we know how hard it is, since we know how hard it is to be treated even decently, fairly, we know what other groups and demographics feel in this country. And we would never want them to feel like how we feel. And so we try to have enough empathy, compassion, love, and just giving spirit. That's how we vote. But you guys just told us to shut up. You guys just told us to be quiet. Guys just told us that we were exaggerating. You guys told us 2025 wasn't gonna be real. Well, guess what? In less than 3 full weeks, they already passed through about 45% of Project 2025. When will you guys ever listen to black women? When will you ever take us seriously? Because as of right now, you just keep playing us as a joke when now the president is playing all of us, except the rich and the decent, quote unquote, white men, as a joke. They are turning this country into exactly what they want. Exactly what they want. But black women knew, and we tried to tell you guys, but you won't listen. Or with the dating apps, Meg just kept calling me the R word, telling me to shut up, be quiet, and stop. And I was being stupid, or how it's black people. Oh, a lot of white men kept saying black people are the racist ones. Yeah, and a lot saying that the Democrats are the racist ones, and how, yeah, I'll leave that for a different day. I'm about out of time. But, anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman. I am a woman, I'm of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And let's just stick together, pull through. We have so much, yeah. Oh, it's only been 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks. This is one reason why part of me just feels like focus on your projects, focus on your goals. At least he cannot control what you write, what you create, and what you imagine. Take care.